Hey guys, it's Chuck. Thanks for stopping by my shop. Appreciate it. As you know, it's Tuesday, and got I hope a good episode here for you. As you know, the acronym had tooling build, imbecile, toy repair, and silliness. I think there's a mix of subjects there, and of course, imbecile and silliness is me from. That's why you're on the Screwball channel here. But the tooling build is working on the fingers for the di-acro brake. I got some good footage there of the milling process that I'm doing. Imbecile is going to show you some purchases that I made in air. Toy repair was for my granddaughter. I think you'll enjoy it. And silliness is me at the end. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll move on to the tooling build. Be up next for you. So I've got the finger set up here in the vise, and as you can see, this is the sloped portion which I measured at 45-degree angle. So just for the fun of it, it's got a flat here on the end. And I was using this optical comparator to take a look and see if I could measure, using the comparator, what the distance is on that flat. Also did it with a scale, and I took a little video there for you. Let's see if those came out, and just checking on that. I'm going to do the best that I can to hold this, but I think you can see the dimension there of 1/32. And what I'm trying to do is measure the edge of this finger, and I'm moving that over, and you can see that it's the 1/32 tick lines there line up with the edge of the finger. Hopefully this will come out on camera, but it's nice method to measure something that is that small. So here I've set the camera on macro, and you can see again with the ruler there, it appears to be 1/32 is the flat on the edge of the finger. Here's the setup I'm going to do in the mill. I've decided to cut the 45-degree angle first. It'll make a little bit of a work holding issue, but I think it's better to get the 45 completed and then chase the other two rather than trying to chase the 45. So I've got the angle plate here set at 45 degrees, and there is a little indicator down there. I had preset it with that, and then now I've also just clamped a finger on there so that I can go ahead and dial it in. Also, being a little lazy, I opted to put the fixture in the vise rather than taking the vise off, which pretty much should automatically square it up with the table and run parallel on the x-axis. So we'll set the camera up on a tripod, and we'll see what we get there. The method I used to preset the angle plate was I used this little electronic cube. You press a 0 button, which you can see it's on 0, but you can zero it out on any surface. So I'd actually done this on my welding table when I originally set this up. But you can see it's on 0 there, and when I move it up onto the plate, what are we getting? There it is there. So we get 45 degrees, 0.15. Now when I did this, and I'll run the dial indicator, I did it the other day, I had to bump the plate, 3 thousandths I think was all I had to bump it. But that was the other night, so we'll like I said, we'll set up the tripod and see if it's on. One thing I forgot to mention, since the plate is in the vise, which should be parallel on the Z, all I had to do was put a, what did I just say? Something I forgot to mention, since I had put the fixture in the vise and tightened it up, and so it should be parallel on the Z, then a simple way to mount the plate was I had a parallel that fit the T-slot groove, and of course that puts it back being straight again. So I thought I'd just mention that real quick. Well, looking in the back of the camera, it looks blurry, but oh, that's nice. I put the camera against the mill, so I'm not moving anything right now. We'll try again. So back at it. So this is a check that we have the 45 set up. Oh, still hit the camera. Chump. Try again. Still hit the camera. Try again. Still in there? Arr. Okay. Here we go. Trust me, it's good. Couple of tenths at best. So we're good. We're good on the flat for cutting it, and now I'll check the X dimension. The X direction. Having a problem. So here's just a test of the traverse on the X. And it's holding steady right around half a thou again, maybe a thou, as it bounces just on the finish of the cut over here. So I think we're in pretty good shape. All right, get it set up with a milling cutter. So this 100,000 step to cut. Pre-insert carbide milling setup on this. And bring me back. So this is another 100 thousandths pass. We're about an inch wide now. Speed on the cutter is a little over 1,000. There. Let's go back and make another pass over it. So we'll take it back to the same setting and give her another go. give it a little more feed. Leaving a real nice finish. Just letting you ride along here to see if we start to pick up where it kind of knocked the quill out. Well, if it did, it wasn't very noticeable. Alright, we'll bring you back. Okay, we'll try another 100. A little slower on the feed, maybe. That didn't work. You got to raise the bed. Okay, take two. Here it goes. Take a little load off of it. Might be losing the inserts there. See, it's starting to peel up in front of it. Yeah, it likes it faster. Almost an inch and a half there at 100 thousandths. Cut, check the cut. Just thought I'd show you the chips it's peeling off. Doing a sweet job. So just to show you where we're at on the cut right now. Not much more to go. And you can see it's leaving a pretty sweet finish. Just made the final pass, and I'll take it out of the fixture here and we'll take a peek at it. Well, real happy with how the finish turned out on it. And here's an existing finger. And the sizing and angle and everything turned out just sweet. Real happy with it. And hit the 1/32 nose on it. So now we'll end up taking this guy off here. So now I'm going to end up milling the fixtures here on the back, or the fixtures, the two cuts that I have to do here. There's also, as you can see, it looks like there's a radius, a small radius on this inside corner. Let me grab this bigger piece up here. Yeah, and this guy again shows a very small radius in there. So I'll have to set up the tool on the final pass to be able to do that. Alright, we'll get it set up again and we'll be back. Well, as you know, I just got done cutting the angle on the piece of plate, and now I need to make these two cuts. So my thought was to go ahead and put this angle plate at 90 degrees, so I have some clamping mechanism, and I can clamp the piece of steel down and then make these two passes. I didn't want to put it on the vise in parallels, so that's what I was thinking of doing. but I came up with a different idea. Let me turn the camera here. So this is a copy of a Tom Lipton tooling plate where we put the round piece underneath it so you can angle it, but I took the round off and I'm going to use the tooling plate in the vise. That way I don't have to tram anything. And when I did my tooling plate, you can see I've got holes over here for dowels. So that's just for alignment purposes. So when I set this in the vise, it'll be trammed and ready to go. So I'm spacing the part over with a couple of parallels and then pushing against there, and then it gives me the ability to clamp on this flat section right here on my part. So that's my plan, and going to move forward with that. But a little side job just came in that's taking more importance. Let me move the camera again and we'll talk about that. Well guys, thought I'd talk about being an imbecile. Maybe not, but kind of an imbecile. So I think I showed these the other day. I bought these two Mitutoyo, the hell they call it, height stands, and I paid a little over $100 for the two. I knew this this one, the wheel, the dial indicator portion of it didn't work that well, and it's missing the cover. The tumblers actually do move. The second one, the dial indicator moved, the tumblers moved, and so I thought this one was serviceable, or at least minimally repairable. On either I could repair it or not too expensive. So I sent them both down to Mitutoyo, down in City of Industry in California, for an estimate for repair. And I got it back, the estimate, and the result of the estimate was no serial numbers on the units, units too old, unrepairable. And what they do is give you a 25% discount on buying new product. So I wrote them and said, thanks, package them up and send them back. So it cost me, I was already into it, a little over $100 to buy them. It was another $15, $17 to ship them down there, and another $15, $17 to ship them back. So they're working up there in price, and they're not repaired. So what I'm planning on doing with them is one of them is just going to become kind of a beater layout that I'll use on my welding table here when I'm laying out parts. I can still put a scribe on here, and I can go ahead and set up with a scale, and then I can go ahead and scribe on the steel parts. The other one I may set up as a transfer stand. Still debating what I'm going to do. One buddy mentioned maybe you could just take a dial caliper, put a dial caliper on it, and use that as your measurement. My buddy and friend and mentor Chewy said, hey, send me one, I'll have it, I'll use it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but the imbecile part was I just got too excited and really didn't pay attention to quality when I purchased them. So where I thought I cut a fat hog, it was a little bit of an imbecile. But we'll make them work for something. Well, here's the rush job, the more important job that I have to get done. This is for my granddaughter, Brooke. This is her little music box that plays the Frozen theme song, and there was a snowflake here on the top of it, made out of plastic. And it's basically 130 thousandths wide, and what is it the other way? 150 thousandths, so 130 thousandths by 150 thousandths rectangle. I think that was destined to snap off right at design. But so I can't just epoxy it. It just pop right back off again. So what I'm going to do is set it up in the mill, both pieces there, and I've got an idea where I'm going to locate center, and then I'll drill with a 16th hole, and then I'll take some 1/16 welding rod and epoxy it in there so that I have a stanchion that should keep it from snapping back off. And I think I'll run it fairly deep into the snowflake, and then I don't know if this piece is hollow or not. You can't. There's a mirror underneath, so I'm not going to take it apart any further than that. But this is the little job I got to get done, so I'll keep you to date on that. Using the edge finder, I found the edge of the rectangle, and now have the mill set on center. I also have a stop here in case I need to pull the part out, and so I have the di-acro up there set on 0, 0 for center. And thinking about this, looking at the two parts where the plastic snapped, my assumption was it was kind of clean cut and jagged for the similar to like cast iron breaking. Well, it's not. So to make this a little cleaner and simpler, I'm going to basically mill a flat here, and then on the corresponding part mill a flat. So that way I don't have to sit there and try to fight the little jagged pieces there that aren't true anymore. So we'll get a little drill set up here, or we'll mill it first and then we'll drill it. Well, I don't know how well the camera's focusing there, but got a little 3-flute 1/4-inch end mill in there, and got the quill feed for sensitive feeding here, so we'll see if we can get a little flat on the top of there. I gotta get some magnifiers on, see if I got it flat or not. Well, I got it centered and flat, and have a little center drill in here for starter. So we'll start with that and get a hole started, and then go in with a 1/16. Now the real question to be is it hollow in there, or is it solid plastic? Well, we'll find out when we drill it. Okay, I want to go 170 thousandths deep. It's not going to work with that sensitive drill that I was just going to use. Well, we'll start it by hand and then we'll finish it. There's 100 thousandths, 130, 150, 170 thousandths. Don't want to go through the other side and blow the mirror out. Okay, now for the other part. So I've put the other part in the vise, and as you can see, I've used some what is it, 46 thousandths welding rod, and setting on the radiuses there to try to get the part as square as possible. And I got it within about 1/1000, so I think it's pretty good. So we'll knock off the top flat and then drill, find center and drill a hole. Well, I don't know how good the focus is on this, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. One little spot there, but I got to move the camera to finish it. Bring you back. Well, I've got it center drilled, and going to go ahead and go in there with the 1/16. Looking to probably go in about 3/8 of an inch. Aha! Melted onto the drill bit. Bring me back, gotta get that out of there. Okay, we're back at it. Got that off of there. Pushed maybe a little too hard, too fast. Still gumming up on the bit. Well, looks like it was a success. Haven't glued it yet, but as you can see, it's sitting on there. and there's the little spindle. So I'll get the epoxy going and glue it up, and should be good to go until they knock it off. Okay, the repair is complete. Like I said, it just depends how long that thing will, it's quite a lever up there, so I don't know if it'll live or not, but it's back together. Okay, back on to other projects. Okay, well, now to the silliness part of this video. First off, I guess we ought to discuss the last scale holder, which is silly, it's foolish, it's me. A lot of guys got it right. That was Ursula Andress from the James Bond movie Dr. No. It's quite impressive when I saw that when I was a young lad. And here's a clip of this week's scale holder question for you, and I put a little hint on the photo. I think anybody close to my age will definitely recognize the photo and be a simple guess. Okay, and then the final part of silliness is I've got a story here for you. It happens to be a sad story. Well, I don't know if it's a sad story. Story about a machinist. Young guy, just got married a beautiful wife, just a great lady. And he went to work in the morning, and they'd only been married a few weeks. And he went to work early in the morning, early shift, and by luck of the draw, by a bad accident happened. His shop apron got caught into a machine, pulled him into the machine. Off he went to he was out, went to the hospital, and when he awoke in the hospital, the doctors were right there, and they said, you know, son, we got a really sad situation here. You know, you just came out of being knocked out, but you just wanted to let you know that your member was damaged in this accident. And the young machinist said, no, this can't happen to me. I just got married to this beautiful lady. I have to go home tonight. I have to perform. You've got to help me. And they just said, you know, it's damaged very bad. I'm sorry. And he says, no, you've got to help me. You've got to do something. Now the doctors conferred for a few minutes, and they came back and they said, well, there is an experimental surgery, and we do have the facilities. We can do it if you want to do it. And he says, no, there's no question, am I going to do it? You got to go. And he says, no, we need to explain this to you. He says, the experimental surgery is that we attach a baby elephant's trunk to substitute as your member. And he said, fine, do it. Let's go. He goes, I have to go home tonight. I cannot not go home. So the surgery goes on. So he gets home a little late that night, knocks at the door. The wife answers the door, says, honey, you're late. Dinner table, it's already set. Dinner's on the table. And he says, I know. He goes, I had to work some overtime. And as he's walking to the dinner table, he's thinking, how in the hell am I going to tell my wife what happened to me today? Well, he sits down at the dinner table with his wife, and he's having idle chatter with her about the day and stuff, and just nice discussion, when all of a sudden that baby elephant's trunk came up on the table, snatched his dinner roll right off the table. He didn't even have a chance to do anything. She was shocked looking at him. She said, what the heck was that? What happened? So he had to confess. He explained what happened. He explained about the surgery. And his wife was just staring at him in amazement and kind of shaking her head. And all of a sudden, she had this kind of coy smile on her face, and said, "Hey, tell me, do you think that could do that again?" And the guy says, "Well, I think so, but I don't know if I can take another dinner roll up my behind." Hope you enjoyed, guys. Catch you next Tuesday.